Howdy folks, how are we doing? As you can see, the TW has had a good old scrub around the ears and is looking pucker again. I'm really excited to do our next video. I'm really looking forward to that. So, but anyway, let's get on with today's vid. We're going to be looking at, well, looking more in depth at the Series 3 JCB Agripro 54270. Basically, we're going to be you know, doing the afternoon feed with it and then loading up the wagon for the mornings. Well, so my first job in the afternoon is to push back the morning's feed that they've nosed all out, so that it's nicely tucked up against the feed barrier again, so that I don't run it over when I put the new feed out. Because as cows always do, they sort of nose through the food to find what they think is, you know, the best sort of stuff, and so they what they do, they nose it away, like, and they nose it so far they can't reach it. So we use the old wheels on the front here to move it back towards the barrier. And obviously you always aim to have a bit left over because you don't want them going hungry. So you always got a bit to push back in before you put new on top. Someone left a comment asking what we did with you know, waste silage and that. Well, we tend to have very little, as we'll feed in here for say 4 days on the trot, and then the cows will get a bit fed up with the continual leftovers, so we'll tidy it all up, and you tend to have sort of about a ton of weight, which is not a lot of silage. When it's wet, you know, it tends to be quite wet silage, and then that gets fed to the heifers and dry cows, and they think, oh, this is brilliant, because they're getting a tiny bit of molasses in it, and soya and power mix and all that. Not a lot, because it's, you know, sort of watered down, if you will, but they're getting a bit of that, and it tends to be a lot tastier than their normal straight silage. So they tend to gobble it up, and then you're only left with some real rough stuff, which does get scraped up. That only amounts to like a couple of scraperfuls. So we tend to use waste very little, which is, you know, great, because you don't want to be growing it and baling it and wrapping it and all that, so then get rid of it. So well, that is the silage pushed up. Right, I'll get the wagon fired up. It's pretty much chopped in the back, thankfully, so we ain't got too long to wait. Fire a little 60-20 up. Need to give it a few revs. It does take some starting when you've got silage in it. There you can see. Good way. Plug the power in for the wagon. Just going to see how much it chops, because we don't want it too massively chopped, but we don't want it long either. And that is about right. So the first job is to measure off a couple of bucket loads for the bottom yard. That's a straw yard that we feed into 2-ring feeders. Right, so lower the conveyor down, lower the trap, the door on it, and fire away. little one. Stick some lights on. I think we've got the boom lights on at the minute, but we'll stick everything on. Of course, full LED lighting package on this. You get loads of light. Four forward-facing. You try saying that. Four forward-facing top cab lights. 2 at the back on the cab. 2 sort of halfway down on the back of the machine. 2 boom lights. So there's light everywhere on this thing. You can run it at night just as easy as you can run it in the day because you've got so much light. These are the 2 bottom yards. These are cows that don't like being in cubicles, and also all the fresh calf heifers come in here. Come on, out of the way. These get 2 ring feeders to feed out on, one there, one there. I bring 2 lots down because it's more accurate, because they vary. So sometimes I'll eat more out of one and not the other. So I look in both before I know what I'm doing, and then I know how much to bring down. You know, whether it's 100k for one side, 300 for the other, or whatever. Like, let's steven up a bit here. We'll press that. You've got a max windscreen button there, which just puts everything on the front windscreen. It speeds up a bit. You see, that's clear already. And puts it on full heat as well. You see, we've got the full heat. It's not really an easy day because it's 10 degrees, so it's not cold at all. Turn that off. It goes back to my previous setting. One thing you can definitely say is the heating and ventilation in these new Series 3s are a vast improvement over the old ones. The vents are all where you want them, plenty of vents, plenty of air aiming straight at you. There's a very powerful fan on it. The air conditioning works brilliantly, keeps you nice and cool in the summer. And of course, the heater does exactly the same in the winter. You also get a heated seat. Come on out the way. Oh, there's been some plonkers today. I think she was having a stretch. So that is them fed. I can now empty the rest of the feeder wagon into the main feeding area. Then let the milk cows, which are there, let them out start feeding. Feed this grub out for the old cows. Got 3 feed barriers, 2 in here obviously, and 1 that side. We've got 23 on. So I've got to divide that by 3, roughly. So I've got to take into consideration the other feed barriers longer than these ones. So I want about 1,600 kilograms left in time I get to the end. So you can vary the amount that comes out by the door. Where that sticker says 1, 2, 3, it's just gives you a guide to how far the door's open, so that you don't have to have it all the way open. You can just have it a bit and chuck a bit of silage out. I was having a thought the other day, and just backing around now has just made me think of it. I might do a video on reversing, which I know sounds strange. I mean, reversing a trailer you'd think, but the amount of times I've seen folk make life for themselves very difficult when backing trailers. I mean, blooming regularly, to be honest. You know, there is a bit of an art to backing trailers, no matter whether it's a long rigid trailer, a really short trailer, or you know, an articulated trailer with a dolly onto the front. You can make life very hard for yourself, very easy for yourself. And I thought I might just do a little video on how to make life easy for yourself. Because like I say, I see over the years I've seen a lot of people back trailers, and some of them, well, quite a lot of them are lorry drivers, and not a clue how to back a trailer up without making it hard for themselves. Unbelievable, some of them I've seen. It makes you wonder how they actually got a license in the first place. I mean, I am actually backing this one at the minute. I'm not actually backing with my mirrors, because you can't go backwards and put the food out whilst looking in the mirrors. You need to look at how much food's going out to vary your speed. So how I back this is I use the end of the elevator there, where the silage is dropping off the end. I go with how parallel that is to the feed barrier, to know which way I've got to turn to keep it straight. And then I can go backwards at speed, but I can also vary how much I'm putting on. Like if I'm constantly looking in the mirrors, I wouldn't be watching the elevator. Because it doesn't always, well, it rarely comes out even. It sort of comes out in lumps, as you can sort of see. So yeah, I might do that. I mean, we've got no what I would class as tricky trailers here. We've got no no sort of 40-45 footers with dollies. Biggest trailers we've got what are they, 25 foot tandem axle drawbar, so pretty easy trailers really. But it can be just as hard to back a short little trailer like this than it can be to back a long one. So I mean, all the skills apply no matter what you're backing. I mean, I like to think of myself as, you know, pretty good at backing and able to back most things. If you'll look in my back catalogue of videos, you'll see, what do I call it? Backing a 95 foot road train with a fast track, something like that. Anyway, basically I had a 25 foot tandem axle drawbar trailer. Behind that I had a dolly fitted onto the back of that, and on the dolly was a 45 foot triple axle flatbed trailer. So I had 3 pivot points behind, and that was tricky, but you know, it's one of them things that I did it for fun really, just to see if I could do it, and it was good. But I'll tell you what, I'll put that link, that video link at the end of this video so you can have a look. But that is something I probably will do in the future, is I'll do a little backing video, how to set it up so it makes life easy for yourself. But anyway, that's us fed out. We can now get the wagon mostly loaded up for the morning, and job be a good one. Also just put the molasses and the minerals and all that sort of stuff in the bucket. Tip that in, then we put all the power mix goes in, wheat, and then the soya, the beans. Said it before on with this, real responsive bucket. You know, it does what you want it to do with the joystick. Someone did comment on the mucking out video I did the other day with it, that you know, you've got bucket shake on it. I said, well, you know, I know it's got bucket shake on it, but I mean, they've had bucket shake on them for quite a while, but it's something I've never used. But I will just demonstrate it. I'll tip this in. We've got to just fettle this in, and then I will demonstrate the bucket shake. What I've got to do is pull my display round, because I can't see how much I'm putting in at the minute. Doing it, what ingredients we're putting in. You wouldn't do that if you're doing a cake, would you? You want to know what you're putting in, otherwise you end up with a bit of concrete or a bit of jelly or something. Well, yeah. The only trouble with this stuff, it goes in lumps. But luckily that's actually perfect. Right, so bucket shake. Down here, you won't be able to see because it's too dark, but you press that button there, and then you'll see on the screen it's come up with that now, which is the bucket shake icon. So all you do is you hold the grey button down, or get the bucket to the angle you want. So we'll say there, and then hold the button down, go to the left. Does that, which I think is the big shake. There's two shakes on it, a big shake and a little shake. Go to the right, yeah, little shake like that. But like I say, I don't tend to, I've never bothered using it. So we'll switch that back off again. But the facility's there if you want it. Right, so next up we want some wheat. I can say about this loader is it's one of the comfiest, easiest loaders I've ever had the pleasure of driving. Sit back in the seat, everything's on your fingertips, and everything's nice and precise. So you want 6, 7, 8, 15, 9, 10. Screen's real nice and clear, so a big improvement over the old screens, I think. Some people no doubt disagree. Oh, I don't like that, it's all computer. Well, you're just a retard, isn't you? Simple as that. You may think, why is it so bright at night? You can adjust it, but I haven't actually got the headlights on. If I press the headlights on, you'll see it goes black, so it's not quite so glary, but don't tend to bother with the headlights around the yard because they don't they don't give you any extra light at all, so just run with the work lights on. sublimely controllable, does everything you want it to. Superbly powerful as well, you don't need to rev it. I'm in eco mode as well at the minute, so it keeps the revs down. You don't even need it knocking out really, but then again, what's the point of having a powerful machine if you don't have the ability to use it, so to speak? So, you know, when you need to use it, when you're out in the field or out loading bales, and you need the power, it is there without a shadow of a doubt. So we want 1030, we want 1100 of this. Mucker's been very busy recently, churning out videos on his own channel, getting old Land Rovers working, old Massey drop, tractors, crawlers, you name it, he's been starting it. He is a mechanical, well, I don't like the word, use the word genius. He'd get far too big-headed, but he is a very knowledgeable old boy. But he's also had an 8-ton 360 off a JCB, their new Dash 2 machine, an 86C, and he's put that on the talking point channel. Done a little review of it on there, and if you've not seen it, go and check it out, because as usual, Mucker, if it's his video, it's worth watching. Alright, so I put the grab on now. JCB have changed how they attach, lock machines on and take the pressure off. So now you operate the third service one way and it locks it. But then it doesn't do anything else. You can't. It once you've done that, it then shuts the valve off. So look, I can't do anything more with it. It's just pressuring the pipes up now. It's locked it off. So to unlock it, you press the button on the side console. Now it comes up on the screen, pin light active. You can go the other way. Now it unlocks it, which is a blooming good safety feature. So we'll lock it again. And to hook the pipes up, I've got 2 buttons to take the pressure off the couplers. So I've got one in here, which is what they had anyway. Yeah, the older generation machine. You just press that. Auxiliary venting active. That's now took the pressure off the coupler, so I can plug it on. Also, if you happen to have someone outside, or you have to be outside or whatever, you can. There is a button on by the door which does the same job. So very, very useful. It just makes life easier. Bales now. Now that's automatic. I haven't got to do anything else now. That's gone from the locking to now automatically operating the grab. So how cool is that? Right, we'll get some bales out now. And I've got a little apprentice today, i.e. the wife. She's going to cut them and do all that for me. So you dig it out now. Whether it shows on the video the lights and all that, because 2 of the lights are pointing to the side, it really does light the whole machine up. You know, you can see to the sides as well as front and rear. So it makes nighttime operations, like, you know, I'm doing at the minute, work at the minute during winter is before the sun gets up and when it goes down. So a good set of lights is imperative, really. So this is easily one of the best loaders on the market. JCB have got it just about bang on. I don't think they could improve it a lot more. I mean, saying that, I really did rate that Merlot machine I had on demo as well. That one with the cab suspension. That really was a top-notch machine, and it really does sort of, you know, it's up there with this. It really is. But you know me and yellow machines. A few folk have been asking, you know, when the TW is going to get a stable make. Well, I'm waiting patiently. I've seen plenty for sale this year, and let me tell you, some of them have been very, very tempting. But I've still got my eye on my mate's one when he sells it. That's what I'm waiting for, basically, when he decides to upgrade it. You know, he said, oh, when was it? A year ago? A couple of years ago. I can't think when it was now. That it wouldn't be that long before we upgraded, you know. But I've still got first refusal on it. So as soon as that becomes available, we'll be going and having a look at it. That is a sure fact. But that's the only thing that's holding me back from getting a stablemate for the TW. You know, my mate's one is a pucker. It's a pucker machine, really is. And it's worth waiting for. So the day will come. Just I don't know what day it will be. But for the time being, I have to settle for this bit of yellow. And this is a nice bit of yellow, this is. Stick the last barrel in. Get a couple out in the morning. Operate this is. Look how far they've come in 20 years. They've come a long way. Long way. Glad some of you are enjoying the Saunders Shack videos. As I record this video, I've not actually started, you know, I haven't actually started building the Liebherr R9800 yet. I'm looking forward to it, and it seems as though, you know, you are as well, which is good. leaving the new pup in there, and I shall do a few more. You know, I ain't just going to be building the Lego in there. I shall, you know, it's going to be a fairly regular series where I shall be reviewing things and taking things apart, putting them back together, and all that sort of stuff. Like, you know, just different type of video, you know. And if you come along for the ride, that's all good. If you don't, I don't mind. I've still actually got a about three or four videos that I've recorded. Some of them are in the spring, some of them are in the summer. So I've got to check out. They've been sort of back burner videos, if you know what I mean. Got them recorded and just never put them together and got them released. But I'll release them at some point. Yeah, you know, glad you're enjoying the old Saunders shack. And what do I want? Just want to think what barrels I want. Yeah, we settled on Dell for the new pup, Dell Boy, which I thought was quite a fitting type of name. Thanks for all the comments, suggestions. Lots and lots of good suggestions on there, and yeah, much appreciated for that. Dell, thanks you very much. He's got a name now. Well, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed that little vid. I'm all done. Put this away for the night, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Ta-ta.